Hello and welcome to another Up on the Roof episode with Glenn Day. Hi Glenn, how are you going?
Good, Maria. Thanks for having me this afternoon. It's been a long time for this to happen, but it's great
I know
to
it's
be
so
here.
fantastic to be up and running again. How have you been?
Yeah, really busy. Yeah, so much happening in the policy world at the moment, and electrification is on everyone's lips at the moment, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully most of us can spell it.
Yeah, good point.
um,
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is your history within the market. Like you've been around for 20 years now, right? Tell us a little bit more about how it all began for you.
Well, it's a little bit more than that, actually. So I've been with STIEBEL Eltron as an employee for 25 years. Before
Wow.
that, an agent for 2.5 years. But one of the big things for our company in the Australian market is that I was on the Australian Standards Committee, CS28, when it was solar water heaters and heat pumps, but everyone on there was representing solar water heaters, and the heat pump information they had in the standards was very outdated. And
Mm.
we thought if we're going to invest in the Australian marketplace, we need to make sure the standards are there because we want quality in the market and the consumers want quality and they want performance as well. So I was in there for approximately 3 years, and then I employed a guy called Dr. Renario, who's been on the standards committee ever since, doing that job because he has a PhD in thermal physics, and you've got to put the right person in the right position.
Yeah, 100%. Wow, what a career you've had then. Outstanding.
Yeah, to see back then, and I remember yourself being at an ATRA conference and talking to PV installers and talking about heat pumps, and it's like I had two heads. They're, they're there, to help people with their own generation, but they didn't talk a lot about energy efficiency, and we're putting
Was
the heat
that the
pumps out.
ATRA conference when we were in the desert? Was that when we were in the desert?
Correct, yeah, in Alice Springs, yes, it was freezing, yeah, if I
Yes.
remember rightly. It
Yeah.
was very, very cold, and yeah, so to see now that heat pumps as well is on the lips of everyone to do with electrification, it's fantastic that the product category has actually grown so much in the marketplace, and people can see the benefits on the demand side and for the energy efficiency as well.
Yeah, I mean the products are fantastic. They're so like your product's one of the most efficient on the market at the moment, isn't it?
Well, but that's an interesting question. Yeah, our product is efficient, correct? Yeah, but we know that we've got the uh, small renewable energy scheme that supports heat pumps. And then as
Yes.
well, we've got state-based schemes. But one of the things we've been pushing for is heat pumps actually be put into GEMS, and
Yeah.
then when it's in GEMS, then we can have a MEPS for the product, and we think that that's really what's required moving the market forward. I know the E3 committee going back 13 years ago, they looked at heat pumps and they tested all the heat pumps in the marketplace. Yes, our heat pump, whatever letter it was, E or D or whatever, did perform
Mm.
very well. But we know moving forward, and you know better than myself, that the scheme's going to end in 2030. So what's the next thing for heat pumps? The numbers, the volumes there. I mean, we see that from the STC registry that the numbers are growing every month,
Yeah.
year on year. Yeah.
Yeah. And now in New South Wales with the ESCI scheme being released for water heating, I'm seeing a lot of uptake of water heating replacement, definitely in the New South Wales scheme.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand, and it's all to do like all the ingredients are in the marketplace there. We've got PV, we've got wind, we've got energy efficient water heaters, we've got batteries, and then all we need from the government moving forward is the recipe of how they're going to
Hmm.
control, all this DER in the
Hmm.
marketplace. But we know that everything's there for electrification. We just need a bit more guidance, like I call it the recipe on how it's going to be done, because there's all different departments. They're all talking a different language. We want to know the protocol because heat pumps can be, well, they are a lot smarter than an
Mm.
electric element water heater. You can
Yeah.
have better control. A lot more information can come from that water heater. You can put information into the water heater as well when you want it to heat up, the solar soak and that as well. And
Oh, really?
that's that's the moving forward. With energy management systems. I mean, you'll see a lot of that at the Smart Energy Council conference. There's a lot more people coming into the market with energy management systems, and it's about controlling the appliances at the correct time. As we know, we have a lot of activities in the marketplace. The energy costs when you're in the network will be higher. So if you can then stop, load shifting, correct. And heat pumps are fantastic for that. And not just domestic hot water heat pumps, but heat pumps that can do hydronic heating, and then as well under floor heating, not just air source, but ground source.
Okay.
But that's for people who've got larger kilowatt areas that they're trying to heat or cool. And when traditionally most Australians have used air conditioning to do that, but there are people in the market who do opt for floor heating because then their building becomes that mass for storing all that energy. So they like that. And the same thing again, if you've got excess renewable energy, it'll up the set point. So you're storing more energy. And then when we have a peak occur at night, then all you're running is circulation pumps. You're lowering that load on the network or on the home itself. So it's pretty exciting times. I mean, and that's what's happening in Germany at the moment. Our company's got like 600 million euro investment in factory expansions. It's unbelievable to see when just being there only in March, just the growth that's happening in Europe.
Back.
Yeah, just got back. Yeah, it's nice to be back in warmer weather, but yeah, it was nice and fresh over there.
And you said you were going to be attending the Smart Energy Council in May 3rd and 4th. Are you and the guys heading down or heading up?
Yeah, I'll be there for a couple of days around in Sydney. But Tom Stevenson, who's our National Renewables Manager, he'll be actually talking at the event about electrification, and obviously his focus will be on heat pumps in that discussion and in that panel. But yeah, no, it's very exciting times. I mean, before in the past we would go, what is a heat pump? And now you don't have to really explain a heat pump. They're more about, tell me why yours is better, different, what can we do with it in the future? It's how it's turned around.
I think more people are looking at a total energy efficiency side of things, you know, like the water heating, solar PV, battery, window seals, you know, double glazing. I think it's come back full circle now that people are talking about the whole house and the whole landscape of a building, not just one part, not just the power section, like specifically generation of power, more like power saving.
Yeah, it's interesting. One of the people I like to quote is Alan Pears, because always when I used to speak to government departments, they go, electricity. And like Alan Pears said, electricity is not evil, it's just the way it's generated.
Yes.
And now we know that the electricity is being generated a lot more friendly to the environment. So the marketplace is changing. And so that whole part for electrification, and people then, like you mentioned then, I think the average, a lot of the houses in Australia are around that 1.5 to 3 stars, you know, they're like a 10. And people are looking, you know, to better insulate their homes, do the windows, cut down the amount of energy they need to actually live in a home, which is a big thing in Germany. People, they look at the aesthetics of what the place looks like, but they actually look at how much is it going to cost me to live in this house for the year.
Yeah.
Which is a different mindset to Australians, where it's like, oh yeah, they're beautiful tiles, that's a great bench top. Yep, I love this house. That's great.
Or it's 25 outside, let's put the aircon on.
Yeah.
We are an extreme country, aren't we?
We are. I mean, it's interesting when you probably think of the weather in Tassie today to the weather in Darwin. Yeah, it's quite diverse, our country.
It is. Fantastic. Well, that's amazing, Glenn. It's so good to have you on. Anything else exciting that you want to tell us before you go?
Well, watch your space. We're doing a lot more activity in the marketplace. We're opening up a new showroom in Sydney in Pyrmont.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm heading down there on the 4th, I think. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so that way we can have those architects, those tier 1 developers, have those people into the showroom who are looking for electrification solutions. It is one of those big topics at the moment, especially for existing assets. How do I electrify? How do I remove gas? So we know if we put the showrooms in the right places, then we'll get the right people to come along.
And they can go and they can see all of the products in the showroom, can't they? So they can go, they can look, feel, touch, work, you know, and talk to your representatives at the showroom, can't they?
Correct. They can talk to the representatives, and then at the same time, we can show them as well that we have a planning department as well, which is
Yeah,
located in
fantastic.
our office in Melbourne. So we've
Yeah.
got a full planning department, got a full nationwide service network. So it's quite amazing when I look back, and there was like 3 of us going back all those years ago. And now I think there's something like 52 staff that we have in Australia. So it's been an amazing journey.
I'm
From
one
a
of your
not
biggest
known
fans,
brand.
mate. I really am.
Oh, thanks.
I've been watching you grow for the last 20 years. You're making me feel old.
Yeah, I remember actually doing some activities with your mum with
Yeah.
regards to the small renewable energy target when certain people wanted to kick heat pumps out of it. Yeah,
Yes.
and that was when they split the renewable energy target to small and large.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hang on, this is not going to be too good, because the volumes of heat pumps weren't there to help drive down the costs. So your mum's been one of those warriors from the start as
She
well,
has.
and it's great that you've taken over the baton there as well, Ria. It's great.
Thank you. Thanks. It's big shoes to fill, but that's okay. She's always there with me, so it's good.
That's great.
All right, Glenn. Well, I'll see you soon. I'll see you in Sydney.
Yep, no problem at all, Ria. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.